let's take a second to talk about audiobook and what you're planning on doing with your audiobook. Now, audiobook sales, first and foremost, have hit a record $2 billion in the last year. So consumers, readers, they are also listening, and audiobooks should definitely be part of your plan. Now, a lot of indie authors go and they start producing their own audiobooks, which is a super viable strategy and something that you should definitely consider doing because the royalties and the income from audiobook sales can be really big and a great revenue stream for authors. Now, if you've had success on the print of your book, if you've gotten some Amazon rankings, if you've gotten awards, if you have a lot of sales, definitely explore selling your audiobook rights to either a publishing company or an audiobook company like Tantor Medium or Podium. There's a lot of companies out there that acquire audiobook rights, especially if you've already have had proven sales and a built-in readership, even if you're an unrepresented indie self-published author. And audiobook rights and selling your audiobook rights are very similar to getting a publishing deal where you get an advance. It could be anywhere from a couple $100s to tens of thousands of dollars, just depending on how successful your book has been so far. And then you get royalties and you split that with the company that published your book. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. Authors usually get to either have a narrator consult or they get narrator choice and approval. Those are kind of like the main things that you want to look for. But again, if you've already had success with your book, you should definitely explore selling your audiobook rights and working with a publishing company in that way. It's a great way to open the doors, get your name out there as an author, start building some relationships within the agencies and publishing communities. And if you're not ready to do that quite yet, or your book sales just aren't there, producing and getting an audiobook out there should be a top priority in terms of another revenue stream for your book. If you do decide to do a self-published audiobook, there are a couple things you can keep in mind. Audiobook length, anything under 3 hours tends to be a deal killer for readers. Anything over 15 hours feels a little too daunting. So you want to be right in that sweet spot, about 8 to 10 hours. And just like you have advanced reader copies and you pre-launch your book, you can do the same thing with audiobooks. You can have advanced listener copies and you can really pre-launch your audiobook release as well and hype that up and start building some excitement around it. So for more tips on how audiobooks can really take an indie author to the next level in terms of relationships with publishers or just producing your own audiobook, if you're ready for that, comment Lit Agent and I will make sure to share more tips and more information with you.